What's going on, Aquarius? How are you doing? Hope you're doing super well. This is the Autistic Mystic, and this is going to be a reading for March 2023. So in this reading, Aquarius, we're going to take a look at your overall general energy for March. We're going to take a look at some things you do not see coming, and we're also going to get some advice from your angels and spirit guides and much more, Aquarius, regarding March 2023. Before we begin this reading, though, I do want to take a moment, as always, to let you know that you are very welcome here in this space with me as we move through this reading. And I really do appreciate you in advance, Aquarius, for taking the time to check this reading out. Now, if this general reading happens to resonate with you, Aquarius, definitely smash that like button. Subscribe down below if you have not already for future updates. That would also be greatly appreciated over here, Aquarius. So without further ado, I'm going to pull the energy, and we'll see what wants to come through for you for March 2023. As always, I would like to thank the angels, the interdimensional beings, and the spirit guides who are overseeing this act of divination for the sign of Aquarius. Okay, Aquarius, so interesting stuff. Let's start this reading off with some messages from the universe for you for March 2023. The first message you have is you will only see the way by making the way here, Aquarius. You will only see the way by making the way. So as I was tuning into this reading before I started, I did get this feeling of like a little bit of depression because of how the external world looks, not even so much your personal reality, but even the collective. I do feel like a lot of you, be careful that you're not thinking that you're personally depressed. What I'm getting for Aquarius is a lot of you have been taking on a lot of collective pain, and you've been mistaking it for your own pain. Now, are they interrelated? Absolutely. You don't want to look at it too black and white, but just understand a lot of you are doing a lot of deep energetic work that honestly goes a little bit beyond your comprehension. It's not really meant for you to understand how it works, but you're understanding that. There's also something about disconnecting from any sort of system in this reality that you knew was sketchy. There's something about like a big corporation you may be involved in. It could be an education system. It could be some sort of very official system that you start to realize is not going to get you anywhere. A lot of you have been trying to make ground from within a system. You may want to take the road less traveled, Aquarius. And this goes for all of you. I'm getting it very strongly right now for March. It takes an enlightened one to plant a seed and for that person to know that they may never receive the fruits of that seed that they plant, but they plant it anyway. And that's very much an illustration of your life as an Aquarius. As we enter into the Aquarian age, you need to make a path that you see, that other people don't see. I'm just getting this vision of not having family member support, not having support of the matrix, but you're creating a new system. So many of you feel depressed because you look to the outside and everything's disconnected. I don't know, we're going to make sense of it as we go along. You also have Galactic Grandmother here, okay? Galactic Grandmother. So with this energy, there's something about you mothering your generation. Like, that sounds weird, but as an Aquarius, you're meant to be a trailblazer, and you may need to be strong. If it's so, the vision I'm getting is someone has a child, And if they couldn't muster up the strength to get their life in order, or to at least have some sort of North Star that they're aiming for, that they're motivated to get to, you need to, if you can't do it for you, you need to do it for something else, something, your cat or a human. Some of you have had recently a newborn child, and when that happens, that can do things. Also, I'm getting like because I'm from Long Island, and like I used to go to this place called Mama's with my family. It was like a really good Italian restaurant. And there was this legend of a lady with a wooden spoon. She was going to come out from the back with like sauce dripping. She's going to be like, I'm going to knock you on the head with this wooden spoon if you don't get your life in order. So there could be something about you doing that to yourself. There also something is about, don't try to convince people through your words, only your actions. You also have, in order to be enlightened, lighten up on yourself. Okay, so there is something about like, you need to move through reality in a constant flow state. Don't let anything get you down. Something that I'm being advised to give to you, or to at least offer to you to do in March 2023, would be to create your own reality amalgam. A reality amalgam is pretty much a mantra or an affirmation that you say at least 5 times a day. And what it does is it essentially colors your reality. They say that the soul is dyed with the color of our thoughts. So a reality amalgam that I used to play with a lot is I always used to say, my world takes care of me. And I was at a very depressing time in my life. I was living out of my car, but I kept saying, my world takes care of me. My world takes care of me. Because whatever you repeat through the subconscious is forced to believe whatever that you repeat. That's why we are demigods incarnated. So you get to choose. If you don't like how your world looks right now, you get to go within, because this month for sure is about going within for you. Okay, so we start this reading off for you, Aquarius. Your opportunity for March is the Six of Pentacles. The Six of Pentacles is about even giving and receiving. And what I'm getting from this is you need to be very conscious of the energy that you put out and you take in, right? We don't just eat through our 5 senses. We eat through everything the media we pay attention to. Anything you give your time to, there's an energy transference. And so you just want to be careful of that. The Six of Pentacles. I do feel like make sure that any energy that you're interacting is giving to you. You want to make sure, what am I getting from this person, right? And some sort of maybe making something conscious in that way. We're going to have to see what it's about. Your challenge is the World. All right, so your biggest challenge is the World card. This has to do with a major cycle in your physical life that is coming to an end, but you are due for an upgrade. I do feel like your challenge is to implement the information that you've learned, and that's often the hardest part. What I'm getting from this, Aquarius, with the World and your challenge for March is there is some sort of action that you're being called to take to upgrade your life. The biggest problem is that you may not get the immediate results overnight. You may have to enter into a period of taking a risk, taking a gamble, but that's what you need to do. We're going to see why it's there in a moment in your challenge, okay? Now we move to your overall general energy here, Aquarius, for March 2023, and we have the Knight of Pentacles, we have the Moon, and we also have the King of Swords, okay? Now, for a lot of you here, Aquarius, you are being called to gear up for a long journey ahead of you through discipline. The Knight of Pentacles is an energy of discipline. It's an energy of playing the long game, slow-moving energy, and that's what you're going to be building up towards here. Now, you also have the Moon, and you have the King of Swords. I'm getting very strong energy of taking control of your mind, not in a crazy way, not even paying attention to the mind, not even giving it that much importance of tracking every single thought that you think. But there is something about setting some sort of, like, organizing your mind in a productive way, because you are dealing with the unknown, and you have to remind yourself that you're creating everything. There also is something about something in your subconscious bubbles up. We're going to have to see what it's about. Now, for a lot of you, and what you don't see coming, there could be someone that you're disconnecting from in love, or processing something that recently happened between you and someone in love. In what you don't see coming, you have the Queen of Cups, you have the Two of Swords, you also have the Knight of Wands here. For a lot of you, you have a deep love for someone, or vice versa, but someone is very on and off here with you. In what you don't see coming, for those of you dealing with a love situation, someone decides to disconnect because someone is a little bit too hot and cold, right? The Knight of Wands is coming through as like an immature energy that you may have decided to disconnect from. Alternatively, a lot of you have already recently done this. Okay, you've recently disconnected from maybe a fire sign, immature energy that's a little bit on and off. Now, you're searching for a deeper love, though. You have the Queen of Cups, and what you don't see coming, I see, like, if you've went through a negative situation in love, recently or now in March for what you don't see coming, there's something about you defining what you want. At the very least, if something bad happens in love, because that's all I'm picking up on right now, you have to realize that at the very least, it allows you to define what you do want. But you have to take that moment and really define it, or else you're going to get caught in a repetitive cycle is what I'm getting. For those of you that have recently gone through a negative love thing or with someone that's just in and out, use the moment, write it down, say, I'm never going to put up with this again. That then changes your reality. We're going to have to see what it's about. Now, there's more of this theme in your advice. There's something that you're meant to do with this. For a lot of you, you're even meant to take pain and allow it to be a motivator for you. You have the Judgment card, you have the Lovers card, and you also have the Nine of Swords. There's something about recent pain that you've gone through or in what you don't see coming that you will be going through in March that is going to cause you to reevaluate your love life, okay? And I'm just getting like you may be wanting something more solid, more stable. The Judgment card is a major shift in consciousness, and the Lovers card has to do with choices. It also has to do with I'm just getting, for a lot of you, if you don't have a lover, this could just be like letting the pain of your life make you a little more disciplined, a little more organized, as annoying as that sounds for some of you. For others of you, you're reevaluating whether or not someone's good for you in love, and for a lot of you, you're going to realize this person is not good for you right now. That's what I got so far. So with that being said, let's really get into this reading and start clarifying this energy. First energy I'm interested in, why is the Moon? You have the Moon. You have a few major Arcana cards in this reading, but the Moon is here in your overall general energy. So a lot of you feel like your future is very unknown. There's stuff to do with your mind coming up. Let's see why the Moon is here, Aquarius, in your overall general energy for March 2023. Surrounded by the Knight of Pentacles and the King of Swords, some of you may have a choice in love here. Why is the Moon card here in your overall general energy? The Moon is clarified in your overall general energy by the Justice card, by the Magician, and also by the Ace of Cups. You also have the Two of Cups there. So with this being, the Moon card being, it's more so an overall energy rather than a love thing for a lot of you here. With this energy, it's going to take time for you to build your dream life, and you're just kind of, even if you don't know it, you're kind of dreading going through that process, right? You have the Justice card, the Magician, and also the Ace of Cups here. There's clearly some sort of new direction where you have a lot of potential in your life. The Magician is all about creating a reality, also about activating potential, and something that you love to do with the Ace of Cups. Now, you have the Justice card to the Moon, and this is a message for those of you that are involved in something. There is something about you not getting a fair deal. And for those of you, this could even go as far as like your incarnational deal, like the work that you chose to come here and do. I know this is for March, but I'm getting it's bigger than March. There's something about it's going to take time. There's something about a lot of you are trying to build a foundation in the wrong spot as well. So when it comes to like you being plugged into an organization, I'm not saying just bounce if it feels good, if you get benefits from it, but there's something about the world that you're meant to create maybe somewhere else, and it may be the road less traveled like we already talked about. Now, you do have the Two of Cups, so for some of you, this is definitely to do with a relationship. I don't know. We're going to have to see as this reading goes on, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and see why the World is here as your challenge. Why is the World card here your challenge? I just feel like wherever you're at, you've outgrown it. Okay, there's some sort of thing, new things you need to be doing. Let's see why the World is here as your challenge in March 2023. One more. Why is the World here? The World in your challenge is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles, the Six of Swords, and also the Four of Wands here in your challenge here, Aquarius. So for a lot of you, you're meant to have an upgrade when it comes to your work. You're meant to start your own business, or you're meant to at least do something somewhere else. You're due for an upgrade, okay? Now, a lot of you who are plugged into a system may actually be getting an upgrade even though you want to bounce. I'm getting this for a small percentage of you. You've been working somewhere for a very long time. As soon as you get that upgrade, it then ties you to that situation, even though you've known you outgrown it. And this is going to happen no matter what. I'm even getting this, like for a lot of you who are just settling, you're not doing what your soul knows you need to do in terms of being that pioneer, going the route less traveled. Your challenge is you're about to get stuck in a situation that's hard to change. You also have the Four of Wands here. This has to do with family, soul family, a rite of passage. What I'm getting from this is that for a lot of you, it's almost like you're being offered a deal with the devil. This could even be something as subtle as a car lease, like, hey, lease this car, but then you have to pay $300 a month. And you do it, but then in the long run, it makes you not really where you're meant to be, because travel is somehow involved in this. You know, some of you, there could be a challenge when it comes to your work and travel. I want to move. I don't know how I'm going to get work in that new spot. But guess what? Sometimes you got to do what you got to do. That's all I'm getting for that so far, okay? Now, let's also see why the Knight of Pentacles is here in your overall general energy, and then we're going to move on into what you don't see coming, because there's something to do with love in that. Why is the Knight of Pentacles here, Aquarius, in your overall general energy for March? Well, that's a little too many. But you do have this energy right here. Yeah, okay. You have the Knight of Pentacles is clarified by the Four of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, and also the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords here. Okay, there's something about not being practical is what I'm getting now. The Two of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, and also the Seven of Pentacles here. There's something about you, you knowing what you need to do. For some of you, this is going to be love. For others of you, this is going to be more so your career and your life trajectory. Like refusing the call out of practicality here, okay? Like, oh, I can't do that because, like, I might have to sleep on my friend's couch, or I might have to do this, or I might have to do that. I would just be very careful to invest in something that you like. That if the path looks clear, you're probably on someone else's. Let me repeat that. If the path in front of you in your life looks clear, but it's a little bit boring, it's a little bit gray, it's a little bit depressing, you're probably on someone else's. That's all I'm getting from that. The other problem with this is community and connection. Some of you don't feel connected to your roots, and so it's hard for you to make these big decisions in your life. Like, I don't know, that's just what I'm getting. Let's go ahead and see now. Let's see why the Two of Swords is the centerpiece in what you don't see coming here, Aquarius. Let's go ahead and see. Why is the Two of Swords here and what you don't see coming for March 2023? It's now here in your overall general energy as well. Could be getting bad advice from someone. I'm not picking up that this is me, but like I'm picking up on someone gives you advice and it's not really for your best interest. Two of Swords in what you don't see coming is clarified by the Tower. The Knight of Wands is also here in what you don't see coming, and also the Seven of Wands here. Okay, so for a lot of you dealing with a fire sign, this could have recently happened as well. You're meant to say bye-bye to this fire sign or to this person who's in and out, right? We have the Knight of Wands coming out twice here in what you don't see coming. Now, a lot of you, what's happening here is a lot of you are refusing some sort of like path that you have to create that's not set out in front of you. And that's going to lead basically to a tower moment is what I'm getting. And what you don't see coming, if you basically say no to a lifeline that would really benefit you, the universe is just going to keep making your current lifeline worse until you get that message and until you're forced to go on that adventure. Because, the future always looks bright when you have a burning bridge behind you or when you have a door that's shut. You can't go back. And so it's like you have an option right now. If you don't burn the bridge, the universe might burn it for you, especially for those of you in the terms of putting up with someone that's telling you they're going to mature and you're the mature one. If you're the mature one in a relationship, if someone is on and off, you're setting yourself up for a tower moment as well. What I'm getting here, if you're not in a relationship, and this doesn't have to do with love, it's just about like accepting the raw universal call to this adventure before you get forced into it is what I'm getting, honestly. All right. So, and also they say that you find the one you love doing what you love, right? So for a lot of you that are dealing with love misaligned, there could be something with it. It's all connected. Okay. So let's keep going. Let's go ahead and get some advice from your spirit guides. Let's go ahead and see why the Judgment card is here. And the advice from your spirit guides here, Aquarius. Why is the Judgment card here in the advice? from March 2023. Yeah, some sort of long-term. The Judgment card is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles, the Devil, and also the King of Cups. Interesting, the Queen of Cups is here in what you don't see coming. Now, what I'm getting from this, the Judgment card, immediately standing out to me in your advice to the Ten of Pentacles, to the Devil. Like I said in your challenge, the World, to the Six of Swords, Eight of Pentacles. Some of you are about to make a deal with the Devil that it makes sense in the present moment, but then it's going to keep you stuck for somewhere like the next 10 years. Some of you, this is about having a child. Somehow a child is involved in this. For others of you, this is about some sort of lease, something you're about to sign, any sort of legal thing when it comes to a job. I'd be very careful about that, and I wouldn't take the bait, right? Like, I've seen the flashy lights. I've seen the glitter, the glamour of the Matrix. It's not what it seems. That's what the universe is telling me to do. To tell you, take the path less trodden. You know, like this reminds me when I was in college. The first ever class I was in, it was an English class. I was an English major, and they played the movie. I forget what, A Dead Poets Society. If you recall, Robin Williams is in that. And the message of the movie was Robin Williams like created a society in his college with his students, and he took the road less traveled, and he taught them their own thing, and he got fired as a professor because of that. The very first day of my college, when I was sitting there as an English major, I knew what it was. A synchronicity. It was a synchronicity saying like, hey Austin, hey Mystic, if you try to become a professor and stay in the system, you're going to get fired because you're too expansive for the system. And that's what this whole reading is about. It also has to be about an act of love labor. You have the Queen of Cups and you have the King of Cups. Anything worth building takes time. So if you don't have the love that you want, let the pain of your reality right now motivate you to become the best version of yourself so that you can then build something long-term. This whole reading is about long-term, get out of your own way, give yourself an amalgam, and know that great things take time. That's what I got for this reading. It may not be the most flashy advice ever. You also have your greatest joy pollinates the world here, Aquarius, and that's what we need from you, okay? So with that being said, I'm going to conclude this reading.